Put a ring on it. Let's talk about it. Girl, how long I been on here? Girl, and we still gotta do. Ooh, okay. Love and marriage. I said, let's get into. Okay, so we pick up with Shea and Fonzo. So glad we did not end with Shea and Fonzo. Okay, Shea says that she wasn't about to date herself. What she said? Oh, she said it wasn't about the date herself. It was more about him being too happy being with the girl, right? I'm just like, girl, bye, 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 bye. Like I don't, and sometimes I don't know what Shay wants. Okay. She says hours went by while he was on this date and she was panicking and pacing back. Girl, if he got you doing all that, you need to rethink the relationship for me. If he got you pacing, doing all that, rethink it. This is not healthy. Okay, Kenneth and Shorty. Kenneth says that he and Shorty were already in a bad place, y'all. We're gonna talk about how Kenneth ain't really got no job out here. Okay, Kenneth ain't doing nothing but dropping off the DIC and the K and then stalking people. But anyway, girl, allegedly. But I'm just going off what his girl said. But his girl was the one that said that he showed up at her spot. Right. Okay, well, we'll talk about it. Okay. Now, Kenneth didn't want to be on the date, y'all know. Shorty says that she don't think that he was really attracted to the girl. So Dr. Nicole tells them that, well, Kenneth say I was attracted to her. My mental just wasn't there. So Dr. Nicole says that, we have to be mindful of not sabotaging this process for, their mates to go on these dates or whatever, because they need to be able to learn how to control themselves while they're in these atmospheres and also be able to make sound decisions for the future on what direction they want to go with them. And I'm sitting over here because Kenneth goes to the confessional and say, well, I don't think Shorty was over there sabotaging the date. No, she wasn't. NIGGA. It was you. You was the one over there sabotaging dates. And you couldn't handle the fact that you took it overboard and you over here thinking about whether or not she finna change the locks. Because we know you don't pay no bills or do nothing, baby. You over here concerned about getting back to the house because you think she finna put your stuff out and change all the locks on your ass, right? That's what you concerned about. Girl, that is actually, as much as it's on this show and we laugh at it and we think it's comical and stuff, that's actually a very serious issue for me. If you're with this man that has, and we'll get to when she talked to Hollywood or whatever, and I feel like I want to skip down to that part actually so we can talk about it. Shorty talks with Hollywood, right? And he asked her like if she feels like 3 years, like dang, it's been long enough. And she says like she's tried to break up with him. First of all, Hollywood, you asking somebody, do you feel like 3 years is long enough? Sir, you was with Ashley for 10. Let's talk about that. Proposed to her, snatched the ring back, and still continue to be with her. But that's also fault on her for staying in that relationship with your dump. And y'all was there for 10 years and you got the audacity to talk about something being too long. But I guess, okay, anyway. Shorty says that she's tried to break up with Kenneth plenty of times. Plenty of times she's tried to break up with this man, but he follows her everywhere she goes. I believe he was even hanging out at her job, found out where she stayed. He was hanging out over there. Then saying that she's talked to her homegirls and was like, I guess her homegirls made her feel good about the actions of what he was doing, about the stalking or whatever it was that he was doing. Man, whenever I broke up with a dude, he just left me alone. Like, girl, and maybe that's not how she said it. That's how I took it. Maybe it could have been like that's some awkward energy that he's giving, because most dudes, when I'm done, they just gone about their business. But this is actually scary and frightening. Okay, girl, this is one of those murder stories that you hear down the line. You hear about this stuff. He's showing, like, when you don't want to be with him, he just shows up. He forces his energy on you. Like, that's uncomfortable. And like I said, as much as we watch the show and we laugh at it and we talk about it and stuff, that's something that should be taken like very serious. He's taking a screenshot of her bank information, her financial records or whatever. He's taking a screenshot of that. He sat up here and bashed her online. Like, you need to go and get the help that you need, sir. It's definitely giving me, if I can't have you, no one will. And that's just ain't shit about that cute. I'm sorry. Then he gonna sit up here and go on a date with somebody talking about how, I'm an entrepreneur, but right now I'm working as a general contractor. You ain't doing no general contracting at all. I don't believe none of that. And then talk about I got a food blog. Not you saying you're a general contractor, but you're an entrepreneur, and then follow it up with a food blog. Girl, what is the name? I may have to look it up because I'm not believing it at all. Okay. I don't believe this man got anything to offer, and it strongly it just bothers me. I hate it. I hate that Shorty got herself in this situation with this son. But anyway, let's go back. Let's go back up. So Kenneth says that we talked about it. So Charlena, her and Otis, they speak on Otis and his need to be in control. I don't like that either. They are still working on him hearing her opinion because he doesn't like to hear it. Otis says that she gives off different vibes. It's like one moment she wants to be submissive, but then the next moment she wants to be in control or whatever. Or at least she wants to be heard. So he says, submissive, being heard. I mean, number one, those are two totally different brackets, and I see nothing wrong with her wanting to be heard. It's just that you don't know how to deal with balance. I don't know what your lifestyle was, how life was created for you, and how you saw the male role versus the woman role, and whatever way you saw it, times have changed, and ain't nobody trying to operate like that, okay? If I'm out here working, getting it out the mud, doing whatever it is I got to do it, you doing the same thing, ain't no way I'm finna come into this household and let you dictate how the stuff finna go. I'm not gonna do that. And I don't think that's something she wants to do, but I think she goes with it because she really cares about him. But I feel like there's nothing wrong for her asking for what she wants. So I feel like it's kind of a good thing that they're doing this with Dr. Nicole, but it's only going to be a really good thing if he starts to see the errors of his ways and start to change it, because it seems like when a woman checks him, he don't know how to really receive that. I wonder how he received it if a man would have told him how out of line he's operating. Okay. Fonzo says when it comes to the date, when he went out on a date with the girl, he don't want to go on another one because the energy wasn't there. Shay's super excited because she says that she's not about to make it easy for the next woman to come in. But Shay, here's the thing, dear. The other women are coming in, according to you. Okay. So it ain't nothing more that you can do or nothing less that you can do to not make other women come in. This process is really on him and how he handles it, because he's the one that needs to maintain the self-control and have a bit of more, not a bit, but have more respect for you. What else? Kenneth doesn't want to date the other girl, which no, I wasn't shocked. He says that he's in a better headspace, but he want to go out with somebody else, right? Otis was the one I was shocked about. He wasn't there with the Cherie, so he doesn't want to go on another date with her. So I was definitely shocked about that. Fonzo and Shay, they're going to have a sit down with Dr. Nicole, and we're going to get into that. So Kenneth and Shorty, she wants him to take his date seriously and actively go through the process. I feel like Shorty could possibly be like, I hope he do find somebody, girl. Okay, so I can wean him the hell up off of me, girl. Please find you somebody, right? Excuse me. What else? So Kenneth dates comes, and we learned that the young lady, Myasia, is a radio personality as well. And come to find out, she used to work with Shorty. Okay, they used to work together. So Shorty didn't know how to feel. She was like, girl, I don't know if I should be happy because I'm kind of comfortable. I know you, but then I don't know because I know you. You about to take my man, right? So they go out to eat, have a good time. She pulled up in, I forgot what you call them little cars, but she pulled up in something very interesting, right? He loved that because we know he can't afford that, but girl, he'll love to enjoy that. But anyway, girl, we're not talking about that man finances because who he is today ain't got to be who he gonna be next year. But anyway, girl. So he started a food blog. That's what we talked about. He talking about he's an entrepreneur. She was like, "What do you do?" He was like, "Oh, I'm an entrepreneur." Go into detail. Everybody loves talking about their entrepreneur. What does that look like? What is that? Let's talk. What is it? Are you an entrepreneur because you're running a food blog? What is that? Or are you an entrepreneur, quote unquote, because you're taking on general contracting jobs, okay, under your business? What's that? Okay, let's talk. Let's dive deeper. General contracting doing what? What was it? Oh, so that's what you do? You take screenshots of people's financial information and you consider that general contracting? Well, then just let people know so you'll never get access to any of my records. I appreciate that. Girl, anyway. What else? So when she asked about the food blog and he told her, I don't even know what he said. She's like, oh, okay. I was like, girl, he ain't got no job, Tommy. He ain't got no job, girl. Cut it out. What was very interesting to me, he said he was a Gemini. I said, oh, B-I-T. B-I-T. That explains it all, Clarissa. Okay, yes, ma'am. Gemini men are a problem, period. I'm just going to say it like that. Girl, they is a handful. But I will say that I do believe most Gemini men are best suited for other Gemini women because I feel like they get each other. Okay, because if don't nobody else get you, they'll get you. Okay, so that's probably why they vibe so well and probably gonna continue to vibe well. Because I couldn't. Girl, only thing Gemini men is good for is to smash and pass. That's it. You know what I'm saying? They probably can put it down or whatever like that. Just boom, 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 and then let me go about my business. Okay, but if you think I'm gonna be in a relationship with you, you have me fucked up. Okay, but anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep going. What else we got going on here? Oh, he talks about being a person with a big heart, right? And I'm like, I can see that because that's probably all that you can give is a heart. Yikes, but you didn't have a big heart when you took screenshots of that lady records, right? You ain't had no big heart when you sat up there and you was bashing her on social media. You ain't had no big heart when you was following this lady all around town. Okay, so was you walking? Because I feel like you ain't got no car either. Girl, I know that man gonna cuss me out. He see me in person. You hear me? You're gonna have to show me a little something because I don't believe you got nothing. But anyway, let's keep going. Dr. Nicole and Fonzo, they get to the house. We learned that he helps manage Rick Ross. Very interesting. He helps manage Rick Ross. So with that, a lot of women definitely come with it. It sounds like not only does he manage, it seems like he does a bit of promoting as well. And I just would not want to date nobody in that sector. I've talked to somebody in that sector, and that's just a whole lot. Like, girl, no ma'am. So I wouldn't want to. What else? So she brings up women contacting her man. She says that she said if the shoe was on the other foot, then he wouldn't appreciate that. He wouldn't like that at all, right? So she says that she doesn't want to marry anyone that doesn't take infidelity serious. And I'm just like, you're wasting your time. I don't think just this process is going to be enough for it to click, Stephen. I don't think it's going to click enough for him. I just feel like you're wasting your time. And you really should just, you know what I'm saying? Just, take this L and keep it pushing, sis. Because I hate how so often he always results to, what am I supposed to do? What do you want me to do? Like, I don't know how to, you know what I'm saying? It's always him resulting in that. And it's like he never looks at the bigger picture. He never considers her feelings or anything in it. I don't know. Girl, I feel like you in over your head with this one. He says that when it comes to what she's speaking on at this time, she's talking about social media. So a woman ended up posting an image of him on social media. I guess women be hopping in her DMs and stuff. But the woman that posted the image of him and said the love of my life happened to be an ex. And she's wondering, who is this girl? Why does she feel so comfortable to put this up and then say love of my life? What is this all about? Now, I'm trying to see, is the ex the baby mama as well that was going on the trips? That's because you got a whole lot going on over here, Fonzo. Or is this a different woman? Talking about love of my life. Girl, I'm trying to find out, right? What else? Shea says that he never corrected the girl ever. That would also be a problem for me, right? So we learned that, we talked about the person was the ex. Dr. Nicole says that he needs to start setting boundaries because without those boundaries, people are going to believe that whatever situation they got going on, it's a lot of room to disrespect it. And obviously he opens up the gates to disrespect because he lets them come on in and frolic on his land. So obviously, they're going to go as far as he going to allow them to go, right? So what else we got? Dr. Nicole's she asked him, how can we fix this? He says, he finally give us an answer. He says, I feel like I can fix it by stop being so friendly and stop being so accessible. She says, well, Shay, what do you think? She said, this is cute. If it was true, but he always figure out a different way to make it, to be more creative about the SHI that he doing. Well, Shay, if you feel that way, sweetheart, why are you with this man? If you feel like you're just not giving yourself the mental rest that you need and he's not helping add to that. So if you feel like even when he tells you he's not doing something and you're still going to go off of what you believe and feel like he is doing something, why are you with him? Why are you doing yourself and him a disservice? Girl, you could be off with somebody else happier. Okay? I don't know if it's the attachment because he's working with Rick Ross and it makes your brand look good. It's the access of things that you get, but you probably could go off and get somebody even better. Okay, Sierra did it, girl. Maybe you won't get Russell, but you might, you might get a little something. But why'd you with this man? Right? What else? She said, I think that was it. She tells him he has to protect what he's trying to create. This is what Dr. Nicole tells him. Like when it comes down to it, sir, you need to try to protect what it is that you're trying to create, right? So his answer to everything is, I don't know what to do. So we get back to that. Even though he just sat up here and said he could stop being so friendly and stop being so accessible to people, then she says, then he says he don't know what to do. So then she also asked Shea like what she think would help, and she said something about, and I don't know if she said that I feel like she said it at this time, talking about how she doesn't want him to have any relationships or talk to any women outside of business and maybe some friendships. But I don't want to say friendships because, with that, he gets really creative. And Dr. Nicole was like, what's crazy is the fact that you think that you can control him, because you can't. You cannot. Girl, she's annoying. What else? Let's move on. Let's get to Otis and Charlie. She about to go on a date. She wants to know, she wants to know about his date. He's not willing to tell her. I think he enjoys torturing her by giving her little information, which puts her in a space where she has to create what she thinks happened. Like, she create these scenarios, worst case scenarios, right, in her head of what she thinks could have went on the date, because he's so vague and limited with information about the dates. So he also goes to the confessional and says when it comes to Charlie, she likes to take things when he speaks on other women from 0 to 100. And I said, that's interesting, because we've only seen you do that. We only see you do that. And that's why y'all have a lot of issues. And you're going to continue to have issues because you never know how to accept accountability and fault on the things that you do and consider the possibility that you indeed made a person feel a certain way, instead of telling a person that that's not how they feel and it's a part of their imagination. Like, what? You may not have those probably may not have been your intentions, but that's how it came off to her, and that's how she perceived it, and that's how she felt about it. So we're going to have problems with Otis for the rest of the episode for sure. Brent arrives, which happens to be her date, handsome man. He decides he's going to take her to a pasta making class, okay? Brent says that he thinks there's a connection between the two. Brent asks the $1 million question that a ton of us hate, myself included, saying, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I said, now, date over. Why the hell do you feel the need to ask? I didn't see myself over here sitting down with you. So you want to ask me what the hell it is I saw myself? I can probably tell you maybe 5 minutes. I see myself getting the hell up and heading home. But I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you want to ask me that? Then we get to the real reason he asked, because he really wanted to put an impression on her by letting her know, hey, I see myself actually, what he said, being basically running for office or running for Congress or something like that in the next 5 years. That's what he really wanted to get out. Then she asked him about his thoughts on submissiveness. And he's like, I hate that word. I hate that word. I was with him on that. He said, I'm traditional in the sense of, when I get married, I want to be in a position to where my wife doesn't have to work unless she wants to work. I want that option to always be there. But then he also says that I think basically the relationship should be a give and take. I don't want to feel like I have a servant or I'm in charge of somebody or anything like that. It should be like a mutual thing, a give and take, right? And from what he was saying, Miss Charlie liked the answers that he was given. And I thoroughly hope that she takes him on another date. I do. I hope that she goes out on another date with him and just see what that's going to be like, because obviously she really enjoyed herself on this date. So I'm like, yeah, I hope she do another one. Right. So who else we got? What else we got over here? Shorty and Hollywood. We talked about that, right? Hollywood asked her if she feels like 3 years is too long. I didn't want to hear what he had to say. He was in a 10-year relationship, engaged, next to the ring back. Y'all know how I feel. Shorty says that she's tried to break up with him plenty of times, but he follows her everywhere she goes. Girl, you ain't filed no charges, no nothing. Okay, but maybe not. All right. Yeah, I just felt like he has nothing to offer but DICK. I feel like he lives in her house, because she somewhat said it, like the spot that I'm in now, he came there. So yeah, I feel like he came to her house and he drives her car. It's all on her. Okay, girl, be mama if you want to. So her terrible friends encouraging her to stay is what I said. But again, I could have perceived that wrong. I felt like if those friends are saying, girl, like, hang in there, like, at least he tried to be with you or whatever, girl, them are the type of friends that want to see you doing no better than them. Okay, that was the type of friends that you got. What else? Hollywood tells her that life is too short to be unhappy. I was featuring Hollywood this episode because a lot of things he said I didn't disagree with. So I definitely was here with him when he was talking about some stuff, talking about men, equating men to dogs and stuff. And when you get a puppy, how you got to train them and stuff, and how they got to learn their lessons and stuff like that. She never taught him how to treat her, right? And if he ain't learning his lesson, life ain't, too short. So you might want to just be happy and cut your losses and let this man go. Meeting with Dr. Nicole. Charlie brings up Otis withholding info about his dates. I felt like he does it to bother her. She says she gets scolded when he comes to her date. Like when she go on dates, when it comes to her going out on dates, he ends up scolding her, but he doesn't want to give her information or anything. Otis says that he wishes she didn't feel that way, but it's inaccurate. Right? Otis says that she feels things that doesn't happen. I said, what? How you gonna tell this woman how she feel? And how you gonna tell her it didn't happen? Girl, this man is crazy. Dr. Nicole then asked Dr. Nicole, when are we gonna address those type of things when she feeling stuff that ain't really happened? I said, wow. Wow, sir. Okay. He says it's just no, Dr. Nicole says that he's giving off something that makes her feel childlike or whatever. And I said, it's her experience. And if she's expressing to you about how she feel, who are you to tell her that that's not what she felt? I don't like that. All right. Basically, he don't like to take accountability. And that's pretty much where we ended. We'll put a ring on it. We'll see what the hell is going to happen with that. What's going on, Kiana? Otis is full of it and is very, very manipulative. Yes. Shorty is smart because going on the show, everything will come out and he can go to jail and she can get away from him. We going to see, y'all. We going to see what really going to go down, honey. Hollywood is a whole... Oh, yeah, he's in a whole relationship on the gram. So IDK, why he even on this show acting like he's single? I feel like he probably met this girl after. Met the girl he's with now, probably after they filmed the show. I could see that. Or they could have been in the talking stages. But what I do want Hollywood to do for me, I want you to stop doing all your videos in your boxers. Like, I am tired, girl. I don't follow him, but like on my TikTok, it'll pop up and I'm like, let me swipe, girl, because I don't know why this keep trying to get in my algorithm, girl, because I don't care. Okay? And the relationship is getting forced, but it's yours, so do what you want to do with it. What else is happening? Read a few more, then I'm gonna move on. Low-key Shea, Charlena, and Shorty need to bounce because none of these men are worth putting a ring on it. Like, none of them. Not a single one. Not a single one. You know, all these ladies need to leave their men. Shorty needs to move to another city, plus get a restraining order on Kenneth, because that man crazy. Do you hear me? How you ain't got no job and stuff? Ain't got no car. Girl, this is all alleged. I don't know what that man got. This is just what I believe, okay? And you out here acting a plum fool. No, sir. I don't like it. I hate it. But, ooh, girl, I've been out here for almost an hour and a half, all right? Let's go ahead and scoot over. Let's go ahead and scoot over. Let's go ahead and get on to the show that you guys really came here for, all right? I thank you guys so much for being here. Please go ahead and hit the like button if you have yet to do so. All right, go ahead and do that for your girl. If you're not already subscribed, you can also go ahead and hit me with that subscribe button as well. And follow me as well on Twitter and on Instagram. On Twitter, I always try to share my videos over there because YouTube don't always send out the notifications, girl. So make sure you're following me on Twitter.